Omega is moving up a level. I've enjoyed Omega watches for a long time now. My own first luxury watch was a Brosnan Bond Seamaster, and like so many others, that watch really kind of got me into traditional luxury watches. And I've talked to scores of other collectors who likewise love Omega for various reasons. And with some, it is their favorite attainable luxury watch brand. It's hard to blame them. This is a really great company with a lot of history. Now, that said, how does Omega improve as a watch brand and move forward with new product? I know we already hold them in high regard as watch collectors. We are the most enthusiastic of the consumer base. So how do they get better than they are right now? Well, really, I've been thinking about this, and the options are vast, right? There's a lot of options. They might not be the best ones. Some of them might not be the best ones. But this watch here, this Ultra Deep that I have on loan from Exquisite Timepieces, I think this is an example of how Omega is doing that right now, how they are going up to the next level, and I'll explain my reasoning here. This watch isn't popular, and some may say that this is not a practical watch for day-to-day use or regular use. Many will feel that this is just too expensive for a watch that you'll only wear from time to time or on occasion, or some may feel that the only reason for this Ultra Deep's existence is to say, without specifically saying, hey, Rolex, we can make a better deep sea than you, and we can do it for less money. Regardless of where you stand with any of that, I think that this Ultra Deep displays the reasoning of why so many of us love Omega and how this brand will continue to improve as they move forward. Now, first off, it's not just about depth rating. Yes, 6,000 meters is a complete Superflex, and yes, likely no one will ever realistically strap this to a deep diving submersible and then pilot it to below 19,000 feet below the surface of an ocean, but they could if they wanted to. And that brings me to the first innovation. Omega made this out of a new steel compound, and they paired it with a grade 5 titanium caseback. I think that's thoughtful engineering. Omega calls this new alloy Omega Steel, which admittedly is kind of a silly name. It's a catchy name, yes, but the alloy is fantastic. Omega calls this a high performance alloy, and they're not joking. This is 40 to 50% harder than 316L stainless steel, which will make it much more difficult to scratch, to mar, or to mark. It also contains no nickel, and in nickel's place is nitrogen and manganese. It is non-ferromagnetic. Not that any watch with a master chronometer, a meta-certified movement needs that, but it is nice to have. And this alloy here is more resistant to corrosion, just in case you actually take your dive watch, your sport watch, into the ocean as it's intended to be used. It's also brighter than 316L stainless steel. It will be more desaturated, lighter in terms of tone, and it will hold a better polish and a deeper shine. So it is arguably the best steel compound used in the watch market right now. I think 904L stainless steel is excellent too. It's bright. It holds a good finish, but it is not significantly harder or stronger than 316L stainless steel. When it comes to Damasco's ice-hardened steel or Zinn's tegmented submarine steel, yes, that is harder to scratch, but it can't be finished like this Omega steel. So I think that this strikes a perfect blend of being beautiful and strong and tough, and I wonder if it is significantly harder to work with. And I also wonder when we will start to see this in other models from the brand. I would assume Omega Steel wasn't just developed for the Ultra Deep. I assume that this will eventually be in every Steel Omega watch. It will probably just start with sports pieces. And why not? I think this is a very exciting alloy. This is big news for the brand. Another thing that I really appreciate, another evidence, so to speak, that Omega is going up to the next level is this clasp. So the clasp has been refined from other versions, other designs. Yes, this does have a dive extension system. It does have a toolless quick adjustment system, but more so, the clasp is integrated widthwise with the bracelet, so it doesn't feel wide. It doesn't flare out. It doesn't look bulky like some of the other diver offerings can feel from Omega, and I'm specifically thinking about the Seamaster Professional 300. And why do I say that this is another aspect that's demonstrating the strength of Omega? I think it comes down to thoughtful engineering. They're thinking about the end user experience. They're thinking about design cohesion, and they're making a more functional and a more beautiful product. So again, I think this is a really good move. Now let's go to the dial. The hands and markers are 18 karat white gold, and that is used to prevent tarnishing over time. I know Omega has used this in the past. They don't use it, to my knowledge, with all of their models, but I wonder, will that be something that they will start to do? I know Rolex does that. I think it could be a great move. The dial is a flat white with a sharp lacquered finish. I think the blue accents look great, though in my own opinion, my biased opinion, I think Omega would have done better here with a blood orange bezel insert and accents on the dial. It would have been a better pairing. It would have been a little bit more historical when it comes to the Seamaster Planet Ocean family. This bezel is ceramic or zirconium dioxide. It has white enamel indexing for brightness and contrast. The action is the best that Omega offers with their dive watches. It is much improved over the more affordable Seamaster and Planet Ocean models. This watch has a flame fusion sapphire crystal, and on the top of the crystal as well as the underside will be excellent layers of anti-reflective coating, and I think that this is just exactly what I want to see in a sports watch. When it comes to lume, we have a bitone lume application. The lume is very deep within these dimensional white gold markers. I think when it comes to brightness and potency, this is among the best. Within the case is the 8912 movement. Now, I think that this is very hard to beat in terms of a day-to-day caliber. It's a META-certified master chronometer. It will be highly anti-magnetic. It will be very accurate. It will be excellent at resisting shock and performing well under multiple levels of remaining power reserve. This has no date complication for symmetry, but it does have a jumping time zone hour hand that will allow you to bump the hour hand forward or backward independent of hacking the balance and interrupting the timekeeping. And I love that. This is my personal favorite of the practical complications at the luxury price point. Now, I look at this watch, and outside of the size, outside of the style, which I think are subjective preferences, it's hard to name a negative element. And yes, this is expensive. Yes, this is tall. Yes, this is super heavy, coming in at about 250 grams on the bracelet, which is pretty much like having a yellow gold watch on wrist. This is a watch that has made my short list. I would very much enjoy wearing this on a regular basis. I think this is as tough and as beautiful as they come in terms of professional divers. And I think it would be really cool to own the first gen Ultra Deep, regardless of whether Omega continues with it and refines it over the years, or whether this is a one and done type of model. I know not everyone will like this watch, but it's right up my alley in terms of being amazing and being a piece that not everybody is clamoring about or clamoring for. And I'm interested to hear what you think. Is this Ultra Deep a sign of things to come, good things to come for Omega? Things like Omega Steel, better engineered deployant clasps, white gold hands and markers, refined coaxial movements, and style and design cues like nobody's business, right? Distinctive and attractive. I hope it is. I have a soft spot in my heart for Omega, and I hope that they continue to improve and to find new levels of success. Thank you to Exquisite Timepieces for lending this ultra deep infrared video. When my own time comes, I will definitely be buying from them. They're a great family-owned AD in Naples, Florida. If you are shopping any Omega, reach out to them. Feel free to name drop me. Link will be below. If you enjoyed this ramble, if you enjoyed this presentation, leave me a like and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you.